Hangout Toolbox is dead. Hello, everybody, and welcome to I-95 Games, an Intercontinental Group of Awesome as we play East Texas University. East Texas University is a kind of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the college years, but less sucky, a little more glory, a little less that mopey militarized guy, with the serial numbers filed off, of course. Except we're not using Savage Worlds because we're dirty hippies, and these guys are nice enough to let me play with Monster of the Week. Published by Evil Hat Productions, written by Michael Sands. It is a game written to emulate the style of supernatural TV shows, kind of the closest analog, although you can very easily, and there are rules to support anything like BPRD and Hellboy, the amazing comic and pair of movies that I love and adore, and also the animated movies, which are also super. X-Files also, although this is a little more bombastic than your normal X-Files. The Monster Hunters or player characters do have some significant firepower. And so it's a little more Men in Black, a little less sneaking around, not quite the Stranger Things kind of thing. You can do it. There are hacks of the rules, but that's not what we're using. In fact, we're using Monster of the Week with the understanding that these player characters, who are all currently freshmen in college at East Texas University, start off as relatively mundane, except for Tekla. She's an exception because she's a spooky. But we currently are playing with 3 of our 5 main characters. Jules and Jan said hello from Switzerland, where they're not normally at. So it's different for them. And I don't know, I guess they wanted to enjoy Switzerland rather than play a game. Who knows? But we are continuing. This is our 3rd session dealing with vampires in West Marches, Texas. Hopefully this will bring it to an end because we have some heavy hitters here who have enough moves at their disposal to hopefully take care of the lovely Abigor once and for all. Or perhaps you fail and she becomes a recurring thorn in your side. But you guys are the heroes, so I have faith in you, as long as the dice are good to you. So in the last session, everyone was in Fox Glen Apartments. And that's where Abigor, the vampire who had murdered a large number of college-aged kids here in West Marches, Texas, one of which was Timothy Diamond. And Tim Diamond was an East Texas University collegiate, and that's how our party had found out about Abigor, because he survived and thought he was a vampire. He was not. He was arrested for murder and attempted murder and is currently still in jail, whacked out of his gourd. The group decided to head to West Marches to investigate Abigor, found the house that had been burned down, and a number of people have been murdered inside it. And after following a trail of clues, found out that the police department has been corrupted by Abigor, which is not good. There's a very small police department of like 4 or 5 policemen. Then they found Fox Glen Apartments, which is where Abigor was stockpiling a great deal of blood and feeding it to another vampire of hers, possibly a child, possibly a lover, by the name of Ball. The last session, Ball had been staked, which means a wooden stake was driven through his heart, and he was inert and only feebly able to communicate with the one person that he had fed upon, which would be Jessica. Also, one of the policemen had been drained effectively by Ball during the fight. And Abigor had just narrowly avoided being staked herself. Sorry. 2d6 can be a bitch. And she jumped out of the window. Now, this was daytime, so it turns out that evidently vampires don't bamf in sunlight like, and by bamf, I don't mean teleport with the smell of brimstone and sulfur, but bamf as in light a fire. And she jumped out of the window to try to escape. Jumped through the window and over the railing because they were on the 2nd floor. Landed right beside the remaining cop car And then Tekla, because Jen was unable to join us last session, Tekla, who's the most supernatural of our not terribly supernatural group, I described her bounding through the open space where the window once was and leaping with athletic, almost Olympic ability over the railing and landing in a Avenger style, like 3-point stance on top of the hood of the police car.
My knees will never let me forget.
It's spooky, really.
Yeah.
Abigor took off like a shot, running at supernatural speed, and Tekla ran after her. Abigor had ordered the 2 policemen who remained to go and kill them. After an altercation where no one was killed, but poor Derek, our mundane, was significantly injured, found that the 1 policeman who had been drained was no longer there. And the vampire that had been staked, Ball, the player characters, if I remember, it was Earl who did behead him.
Damn.
Yes. And he turned into ash as they watched in mere moments. So there were no dead bodies left behind, and the police did see that poor Derek was in dire straits. And so they took him to the hospital. Memorial Hospital, West Marches Memorial, which is a very small 1-story hospital that honestly, I basically just used the hospital from my tiny hometown and as my mental image. The players decided to set up a ritual to protect Derek from any vampires. And around 1 o'clock in the morning or so, an orderly came by and asked for the characters minus Derek to come out and speak with our sheriff, who was just outside, who they believed very strongly is probably a vampire because, vampire fiction. He'd been drained of blood and wasn't there, and now he seems to be ambulatory. After heading out to the little roundabout that runs up to the hospital where the police car was, a fight broke out. Ollie, Earl, and Jessica worked together by hook or crook, a little more crook than hook, and defeated the child of Abigor. We also got a glimpse of Derek, who was fed upon by Abigor, but not embraced, as he evidenced some kind of possible supernatural power as he talked an orderly down using only his mind. Derek then, as we pick up, just kind of to finish out that scene, Derek starts to fall. He was holding one of the metal ivy holders. That was what he was using, almost like a cane to help him walk out because he is significantly harmed at this point. He starts to faint, and then Jessica, seeing him, comes in and helps him up, and the 2 of them are headed back to his room. The ritual still is effective. The hospital is still warded, and hopefully no other vampires have the ability to tell orderlies to come fetch them out. So the hope is that Ollie and Earl are available. But let's pick up with Tekla. And let's go ahead and just mute my phone so that doesn't bother us anymore. There we go. We pick up with Tekla. Now, we have a large span of time to cover for you, Tekla.
I know.
And because of a decision I made at the very end of the session, where Abigor spoke to Derek in Derek's mind, that leaves up the possibility that Abigor is still, well, we can't call her living, but she might still be kicking. So what I'd like to do is kick off with a bit of a custom move. Now, I unfortunately did not document this custom move, but I'll tell it to you.
Okay.
When you hunt Abigor across the West Marches with intent to take her down, roll plus. Describe how you do it, and I will tell you what stat to roll.
Cool.
Now, On a 10 plus,
Uh-huh.
you have cornered Abigor and are able to call in backup to take her down once and for all.
Nice.
On a mixed result, you believe you've cornered Abigor, but she probably has some friends with her. You definitely need some backup. On a failure, Abigor has gotten to you. Abigor has spoken into your mind and given you commands to go back and kill the others. If you choose to pursue that, for every player character that you kill, you get 1 XP. If you choose not to pursue that, when you meet them, take 2 harm AP. So, how is it that you see Tekla chasing Abigor across the lonely streets of West Marches, Texas?
Probably by forming a tune-in psychic connection with her. Trying to trail after her with a little chained series of brief premonitions. You know, tricking the people around me to get short, brief environmental advantages.
Oh, sweet. So we see a couple of images, like you're at one point you're at the field, kind of breathing heavy because she left you in the dust, and there's the police car that gone into the ditch and they've got a tow truck out, right? And you're trying to tune in and find her again, and we'll have a couple of other moments of you across parts of West Marches. Maybe you're in a purloined vehicle of your own, and let's go ahead and have you roll plus weird. And since you're crazy like this, you don't roll with those. Roll with for your party dice. You have cool Echo dice, so.
I do have cool Echo dice. In fact, I'm using the gravity dice today.
Gravity dice. That's very grave.
Yep. Hey. So that is a 10.
Nice. So on a 10, you have cornered Abigor. You believe that she is alone, but she is currently held up. I'm going to take a look. We're using Morton, Texas as our kind of idea for where we're at. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning, and she has entered, no lie, Citibank. This is a town of a few thousand people, but they have a bank called Citibank.
With a Y, correct?
It is with a Y. Yeah,
Okay.
It's not a city like Citibank. It is CITY space BANK. And it's right on Generic Street and Main Street. No, it's actually on Taylor and Southwest First.
Okay. Goodness. So she's hiding in a bank at 2 a.m. I assume that it's one of those small strip mall type banks with a 24-hour lobby with like an ATM in it or something.
Oh, yeah. It is. It's one of those that was like a bank back when banks were bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But a great amount of it now has just been converted to office space or sits empty. They do have the ATM, walk-up ATM, a little bit of cameras on the outside, and you saw her, you felt her going into this bank that she's probably going to hole up in the vault. Would be probably the best place for her.
How's she going to get into the vault?
I don't know. That's a spooky thing to ask.
Yeah.
Well, you have not seen her change form. She has remained in human form, so she does not evidence any super strength. So she probably would need to convince someone, and there does not appear to be anyone at Citibank this hour.
Yeah. All right. As I approach the bank, I'm going to try and do it carefully. Like, yes, Tekla can be crazy sometimes, but she's not stupid. Glance around, see if there's anything that I can use to my advantage if she's going for the vault, which makes sense. I wonder what her fallbacks would be if she didn't have them, and what sort of things she can use here to her own advantage.
Awesome. Why don't you read a situation?
Okay. Dang.
That's a lot of dice for 2d6. What are you doing over there?
One of them fell, and I had to drop it. It went overboard. I have a very small rolling space. If you want me to show you,
Sure, it'll be fun.
Come here, camera.
That is a tiny rolling space. I don't know if I could pull that off myself.
I do my best. All right.
All right. So what was your end result there?
13.
13. Holy crappuccino. On a 10 plus hold 3. Do you have the read a bad situation questions? If not, I can drop it into chat for you.
I got them.
All right. Cool.
Cool. So I think what's my best way in is going to be my first question.
Ooh, nice. Because I am just that kind of nerd, I am currently looking at the Google map of Citibank.
Uh-huh.
And it's funny. So it's like rectangular building, mostly. Hold on, let me get a little closer to it. It's that brick construction with a very large window in the front that faces parking area. The best way to get in appears that there is a back door. It's the same back door that Abigor chose to use to try to get inside. And there's a drive-up ATM, a pair of them. Citibank. Oh, it's got a really crappy cursive font. It's just
nice. That's terrible.
Yes, it is awesome. And it's got the old style ATM, right, with the window where you can look inside, and they have that little pneumatic tube that comes to the second lane.
Yep, I love those.
Yes, those do amuse me actually a great deal more than they probably should.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a employee only entrance on the side that runs around to the back, and that would be the best place. It appears that she broke through. There's a pair of glass doors, and looks like she broke through and entered it. And there might be a silent alarm tripped.
Well, I'm gonna go through very quietly as I can manage, what with all of the broken glass and etc. Are there any dangers I have not noticed?
So as you start to move through the glass, you are able to see that the alarm is tripped. Abigor seems to have no fear or concern of that. Now, the fact that the cops were under her sway might be an indicator there, or she may have other connections.
Okay. That probably gives me a limited time to do what I need to do. And what in this area is most vulnerable to me?
Ooh. So as you move inside the front lobby, stepping lightly over the shards of glass that lay on the tile floor and around the welcome mat, what's most vulnerable to you would probably be the fact that Abigor doesn't know that you're here. That she's made a bit of a desperate ploy on top of a desperate ploy, hoping that by tripping this alarm, since there won't be any cops show up, there'll be a much smaller force to show up here. More food. She is the one who would be vulnerable to you right now.
Got it.
Did you grab one of those steaks? I imagine you did. Jessica had quite a few, but I just want to double check.
Yeah. And I gotta ask, I made a decision 2 weeks ago for my next advance, but can I swap it?
Absolutely.
Cool. Because I feel like here I am all by myself making this crazy decision. Battlefield awareness is good, but I'm going to swap it to the big whammy.
Now, are you sure you want to make this decision all by yourself?
Who should I involve in my decision?
Oh, well, Ollie and Earl.
That's true. I
They
could
could.
need. They could. They could come help me. I suppose
They could.
they could. All right. I will.
I think we have texted you a couple times too.
That's true.
While you were
Yeah.
chasing and running and all that.
Let's say while you're doing this, you get an updated text from them that.
Maybe poor signal. You get a bunch in one go.
Yeah, there you go. Because you're in like the middle of nowhere.
Right. But somehow the bank has a little signal. Maybe they worked out a deal with AT&T because they have all of those offices.
Yes.
Just one little repeater. Cool. I will be like, meet me at Citibank. And I have to change autocorrect from Citibank to City Space Bank.
Yeah, that away. Cool. And I think one of the texts you got is the Officer Tilson was a vampire and is dead. I don't know, however they would have phrased it, but they updated you that Officer Tilson's gone. So yeah, you guys get a text from Tekla. It says, meet me at Citibank, which is literally a couple blocks away.
Earl, drive?
Yes, I will. My poor beaten up car now.
Oh no.
Earl, we get it. You had to ditch Jessica. Just drive.
And we go.
Cool.
All right.
So Tekla, do you hang out outside or are you trying to wait inside unseen when they arrive in the but now hoopty?
I mean, it took me all this work to get inside. It seems like it would draw less attention to me to just stay here.
Okay. Makes total sense to me. As the Olds pulls up, you guys see that there is also an SUV, like an old Ford SUV, late 90s, maybe early 2000s model, that's pulling up pretty quickly, headlights on, and it's headed towards the bank about a block away when you guys park. What do you do?
Get out of the car.
Cool.
Crouch down by the car.
So that we can see who's in the SUV. Or who
Awesome.
gets
So
out of it.
you guys are parked, or you just basically trying to lay low and see what this guy or person does?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, it's just
Yes.
this car's driving by, or is this,
Cool. SUV pulls in. So just so we're clear, the way that this street is laid out where you guys are, there's the sidewalk, and then behind the sidewalk there's a lane of where you can just come from the street and then angle in and park, right? And there's a whole row, but it's mostly empty. There's like one car that was left there overnight. Everything else is empty. You guys pull in, your car's still ting, 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 ting. It's still warm if the guy were to walk over and touch the engine, but you flip off the lights. You don't think that this person saw you, and they come around and back into a space, but they do it pretty haphazardly. They're not really worried about the lines per se, just more of the suggestion of the lines. Back in, and a woman piles out of the driver's side. She has to like step down. It's one of those slightly higher SUVs. She stands maybe 5.5 feet tall, and she's walking real quick towards Citibank, looking around, kind of head on a swivel, and you see she's got her hand near what appears to be a holster. She is not dressed like a police person, though.
we haven't recognized this as Abigail.
It is absolutely not Abigail.
Yeah, okay.
This girl has blonde hair.
Yeah,
She has a dusky tan. You can make out the light from her look from the street lights. Yeah. She's way shorter than Abigail, too.
I kind of lean into Earl and whisper like, you think another one of Abigail's fan club?
Or maybe more likely the security firm for the bank.
So you think she's walking into
Yeah,
Tekla and a vampire?
perhaps. So, I don't know. What do you think we should do?
As you're talking, she heads to the front doors. It's a pair of glass doors, locked. She pulls out a set of keys and quickly opens it and walks in.
Okay.
I start moving in, trying to keep quiet and follow her and get in before the door closes.
Why don't you act under pressure?
Why don't I?
Roll plus cool. And if you want to help out, roll, you may.
I will. That's also cool, right?
Yes, sir.
I think I've got flat, so I got 7.
You actually have +1 cool.
Oh, I got an 8 then. Nice.
Ah,
Yeah.
what do you know? Okay. The help out roll, even on a 10 plus, it only gets a +1. So
Right. So,
yeah. That is a nice jacket of yours. That looks nice. I like the cut of your jib, sir. You look good.
oh, thank you.
Slide in behind him. The two of you are able to keep the door from closing, but just barely. So it slows down your progress. That's the price to pay, is that you're not going to be immediately in on this.
To keep stealthy, we have to.
You can spring up. No worries.
Yeah.
So Tekla, do you hear the jingle of keys, the lock? I mean, it's echoes within this bank. Bank is pretty wide open, right? There are a couple. There's a set of teller windows that are also connected to go with the drive-up ATM. There is a vault, and then there's like a manager's office. And when you hear the jingle of keys and the lock open, the door to the manager's office opens up, and you see Abigor step out.
Cool. I stake her.
Sweet.
I'm
So
just like, doop, doop, doop. Poke.
you're just gonna jump in on that. That sounds awesome. Why don't? So what's your big whammy? I haven't seen.
I changed back from my change back.
Oh,
So-
okay. All
so
right.
I don't have the big whammy. I am staking her in the traditional way with my
Awesome.
-1 tough, which sucks.
Why don't you kick some ass?
I'm gonna kick some ass. Believe in me, guys. All right. So 8 on the dice, -1 makes a 7.
Nice. Okay. On a 7, you and whatever you're fighting inflict harm on each other. Now, staking someone, staking a vampire, takes a level of precision that you need an extra effect from.
Mhm.
So, as you come in, this girl's still coming in the door. She has not turned on her little flashlight to figure out what's going on. You're able to spot Abigor with the light leaking in from the streetlights and
Right.
preternatural senses. Come in, you jam it straight into her chest, and she's like, "My boob!" and shoves you really hard. I don't know why I want to put in some like a joke like that, but there we go. She shoves you pretty hard, and you slam back into a desk. And I want you'll take 1 harm
Mm-hmm.
from
right.
getting shoved back, and that stake is still sticking in her chest, and it did not look like it felt at all good.
Damn. Cool. So this is where battlefield awareness starts doing its job. Can I have my armor affect that?
You sure can.
Sweet.
So what does it look like when you get thrown back and start to trip over the desk? And I'll say there's like this counter, right? So one of the counters with the pins that you can't steal with little chains on it, right?
Mm-hmm. Specifically, although I am not looking where my hand is going, and like it seems impossible that I would have anticipated it. Like my left hand braces against the desk, and I do a shoulder roll over it instead.
That's dope. Absolutely. You roll back over. This woman, not Abigor, the woman's like, "Hey!" She starts shining her flashlight and trying to look around, and she shines her light, and you see this Earl and Ollie, as you guys come in and you're kind of skulk down, you're just a few feet behind her. As she shines the light into Abigor's eyes, you've seen what it looks like when you shine a flashlight into Cat's eyes, right? It has that weird reflection that almost looks like it's coming from another world. And Abigor turns and just stares right at her. And it looks like she's trying to do something. What do you do?
I will rush forward, risking a bullet in my back, and attempt to place a stake in the anatomically correct position.
Nice. You're just going to push your way past this woman with a gun and try to stake the vampire. That sounds super heroic. Why don't you kick some ass?
All right, I roll flat for tough.
Oh my, this is going to go.
As he does that, I'm like a second of kind of like paralysis, and then I go to grab the gun from that woman because I do not want it to start firing blindly into. Yeah.
Okay, I rolled an 8.
Oof. All right. Cool. So you jam another stake to the side. And yeah, so she will get to do something. You guys are going to trade harm. She's hurting now. And so she's going to grab you and try to. She grabs you and tries to make sure that girl with gun isn't able to shoot her because she was unable to establish that connection that she was angling for. You've got that stake in her and it's still in your hand. Like the stake is still in your hand, but you haven't found her heart yet. Ollie, you were trying to disarm the police?
Yeah, disarm.
Security officer. He's not a police officer.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's see you. Feels like an act under pressure, right? Although, I mean, we could go with kick some ass, but I don't know if you're necessarily trying to hurt her.
I'm not trying to hurt her, and I mean, if I get a chance, I would try and explain the situation.
Okay. Let's see how that goes.
As quick as possible.
Roll plus cool, your cool is a 1.
Yeah. Seven. I'm just making it.
If you're willing to get shot, you can take that gun away from her.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm willing to take the shot.
Sweet.
I don't think Ollie's not particularly willing to take the shot,
You're
but
the player.
fictionally, the player is willing to let Ollie get shot.
Nice. So you go in, you grab her gun hand, and the gun fires and hits you right in the thigh. But then she reacts out of that, like she didn't mean to squeeze the trigger, and you snap her wrist, not break, snap her wrist where she drops the gun, clatters to the floor. And we'll swing back around. Yeah, you take 2 harm.
Yeah, there's some very, very loud muttering coming from Ollie as he's trying to stifle.
Now I have harm moves, so I'm going to say that you're going to take -1 ongoing from the pain until you do some DIY surgery or something like that.
Yeah. By the way, that puts me at. I started this session at 2 harm, so I'm at 4 harm unless there's been any.
Actually, I think enough time has passed. Those 2 harm will shake off because it's in Monster of the Week. As long as you have some time in between scenes, you can heal. Yep. As long as you're less than 4, so you're good. You're back to 2 again.
Okay.
I had been. I started the session with 1 harm.
You're good. It shook off during your pursuit.
Cool.
You had a Red Bull. It was good.
I stopped by the local Starbucks and
that's it. Yeah.
Pounded down a mocha frappuccino and everything's great.
I don't know if this place is worthy of a Starbucks. I think it's a little small. I think you had a coffee at a cup of Joe at the McDonald's.
The McDonald's, maybe a Dunkin'.
Well, there is a
Probably
Charlie Woods
McDonald's.
Texaco, which has some darn
Okay.
good Joe.
If they have good coffee, then they're good people.
You bet.
That's what's important. So I had a really crazy and kind of gross magic idea.
Ooh, gross magic ideas sound fun to me.
So she has 2 stakes in her right now.
She does.
So what if they turned towards her heart and went in a little further?
She'd be doomed.
Okay. I think I'm going to try and magic that out.
All right. That seems like a use magic kind of thing.
Wish me luck, guys.
Good luck.
Yeah. All right. That is an 11.
Oh, wow. On a 10 plus, the magic works without issues. Choose your effect, and that effect is to basically move the stake to find her heart.
Yep.
She becomes inert and falls to the ground, looking like a corpse. Security guard's like, holy shit, what the hell are y'all doing?
You still need to cut the head off.
I
Cut the head off?
shink.
I have actually remember I had the duffel bag with
Yeah.
supplies. I have the axe.
Nice.
I missed you getting an axe.
Yes, I went on a shopping run
They
while
did.
Derek
It
was
great.
recuperating.
Good
We
call.
had a Howard Jones music montage and everything. It was great.
Yep,
Yeah.
it was sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, you know what? I will. Ollie's right there next to the security guard person.
Mhm.
He's not necessarily the best one to talk her down, but he can probably keep her away for the moment until she sees the body actually turn into dust. So,
That's going to make her night.
so I just drop reach into the duffel bag that I dropped, grab the axe, and I will just go over. Like, this is just a thing you do, right? I'm just no big deal.
What?
just a
No,
thing.
no. Hey, what the hell? We need to get her to a hospital.
And I do it. I do it. It probably takes
Taking
me
my
2
knife out,
swings.
I can't. Taking my knife out, I point it towards her and just like, wait.
Nice. You're sitting there bleeding from the leg and
Yeah,
her
I'm
gut on
holding
the
one
ground.
hand on my leg.
Nice. Cool. Whack. You take the half of the head off. You can feel it sticks in the spinal column. Second whack, head rolls on the ground, and she screams.
Abigor or our security guard?
The security guard. Avigor does not make any sound whatsoever.
Good.
And within a few seconds, her body begins to decompose, and then is only ash on the floor and the carpet of Citibank. And she's still freaking out.
I thought she would calm down after the
No.
ashes.
Who would enjoy seeing that?
I don't think they would enjoy seeing it, but
Feel more confident in their life and reality. How's that? It's
Yeah.
not a positive thing.
What in the hell did I just see? What in the... Is this some kind of... Y'all got cameras or something? Is this some kind of trick? Where's Ashton Kutcher? Oh, shit.
As a matter of fact, I do have my camera. We were this was a practical effect we were working on for
can I
for
can
a
I
student
try-
film.
Can I try and stand up and go, see? No, bullet wound. Just a blank.
Cool. I think you're trying to manipulate her. I really need a good roll here. On a 10 plus, she'll buy into this was some kind of joke something.
Is this me
Yeah.
rolling?
Yeah,
I'll
roll
roll
plus
for
charm.
help,
I
like,
think
standing
Ollie should
if-
help.
if needed.
All right, I'm rolling +2.
What would that be?
I'm at
close to
7.
helping.
I'm
Okay.
at 7.
You guys, what's up with the
Plus
7s and 8s, y'all?
Everybody but Tekla.
I
And
know.
Tekla's had
Tekla.
one of those, and then like she had that 117.5 or whatever.
Hey.
I don't know.
You have 7 luck.
Just call me Dr. Rules.
Actually, you know what? In this particular case, I am going to spend a luck, and that makes that roll a 10 plus.
Oh
And it gets
my
you
god,
close to bad things happening.
Yep.
that's awesome. She looks at you and she says, "You're Earl Davis."
Wow. That may be the best thing that's happened to me in like 3 weeks.
I don't know. I think the Jessica thing earlier tonight, but
Well, that's
fine.
second best thing. So my eyes widen, but I catch myself before I grin too big, and I just nod my head a little bit and say, "Well, yes, ma'am, I am."
I think I've watched every one of your shows. I mean, they're mighty good.
I'm as pleased as a widow with a passel of kittens to hear you say that.
Well, I got a question then. If this is practical effects, is the other stuff you do, is that all fake too?
It is not, ma'am. Those are documentary. This is for a project at school.
Oh. Well, hell, I mean, we're gonna have to do something about that window, though, y'all. That ain't good at all. I'm getting a whole mess of trouble. What else do you need? I mean, if you want to finish up, I mean, you already done the crime. I might as well. What else was this? Is this like a school, like y'all doing a little movie? Or is you? She points to you. Are you a vampire too? Because the pale makeup look real good on you.
Thanks. No, in fact, I am, my character is that I'm from a ritual order that avoids sunlight and uses magic.
Oh, yeah. Like, so you don't sparkle.
Not unless I put a lot of glitter on my face.
Oh, well, I mean, you can head to Allsup's convenience if you wanted, but okay. Are y'all all done?
Yeah, I think we're through here, ma'am.
Fucking hell. I'm doing DIY in the background on myself.
Yes, DIY in the background. This is not at all gross. Do it, Ollie.
White spiral. I don't think it's going to work though. Cool. I got a 5.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Does it have a result for a miss? I don't think it does, right? Hey,
I can't change my XP.
I thought there was a thing if you missed, but maybe there isn't.
By the way, the XP on the Google Hangouts thing doesn't work. I can't seem to change my harm or... Oh, no, it's come back.
Magic! Yep. You fail.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I feel woozy.
Yeah, you feel pretty messed up, and she's gonna make you guys pay for this window and clean up the blood and the dust since you're done shooting. That's my hard move on you. It's not terribly hard, but you're college kids. That's what you get.
Well, she already knows my name, so I will give her, my information as to where to send the bill.
Okay. And then she's going to walk over. She knows this bank. She's going to go to the little area. It's got the mop sink and the bucket and everything, and bring it out for you guys to clean up the stuff and a broom. And you guys get to spend from about 2:30 after destroying a evil vampire that haunted West Marches and killed many people.
Yep.
She forces you to sweep up the glass from the window that you broke and sweep up the dust from the practical effect, as well as the 2 stakes that were somehow the splinters of the steaks are joined together like a double steak now.
Am I kind of going in like a little circle of mopping up my own blood?
No.
And then mopping up.
You have been told to sit down with a bandage on your leg so that the mess that you make stays in one spot.
And she will not, her name is Shelly Jones. She is one of your fans. She's met you. She gets your autograph. She buys into this. And while she does make you guys clean things up, she doesn't call the cops. Not that they'd show, because most of them are dead. One of them's dead. The others are sleeping and dreaming of dead Apagor. And what else do you do at this point? It's about 3:30 in the morning. The only thing that's open, I'm going to just say that there's a Waffle House.
Yes, I was going to ask for a Waffle House.
Yes.
Let's
I just want to imagine in my head that, like the one close to me, this one has its name misspelled, so there's actually only one F on the sign.
I love it.
Because there is actually a Waffle House in Alexandria that has a single F on the sign.
That's awesome. Get the F out. Awesome. So I'm going to say that it's off of 114, which is the main artery that runs through. It's known as the Leveland Highway. That's what you guys took from East Texas University, from Pine Box up here to get to West Marches. And you head to Waffle House. And you guys get to have a nice, whatever you have, I guess, waffles. That would be the smart thing to get.
Any of you guys got tweezers?
No tweezers. Sorry.
Miss, can I borrow some tweezers? Like, Miss, looking at my wound.
She comes over and she says, "Honey, I use these tweezers for my eyebrows. I sure don't want. Maybe you ought to go to the hospital. Memorial's open."
Pliers?
Yeah.
She walks away.
What'd I say? I'm like, Earl, give me a knife.
What about your knife?
I give him my knife.
Thank you.
Actually, I've got a multi-tool, so you might find something more useful than a knife.
Yeah.
So I'll hand you my multi-tool.
You could have just... Thank you. Nah, start trying to dunk bullet on the table. Thank you. Ow.
You need to start a collection.
Well, I gave away Derek's. I think... Hopefully he kept it. I mean...
Well...
Yeah, I'm keeping this one.
Derek doesn't seem to be that kind of sentimental. I just slurp at my black coffee.
Yeah, I finally take mine and take a swig.
I have sweet tea.
Nice. Well,
That's 3 vampires.
congratulations, team. We did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so tired. Slurp.
Well, I suppose, should we wait for morning to see if Derek's ready to leave the hospital?
I mean, if we go now, shouldn't he be asleep?
Yes.
Yeah, let's let him have a lie-in. I mean...
I was just thinking about where we're going to catch some Z's.
I mean, how long does it take us to get to here? I mean...
Just a couple. We're not far.
Yes, I mean... I want to go back to the halls.
Oh, hang. I'm going to just assume that Jessica is also asleep. So rather than sending a text that might wake her up, I will send an email that hopefully won't ding on her phone that she'll see in the morning. And I'll tell her to give me a call and I'll come back with the car.
Okay. Sounds good. So you guys decide to head back to East Texas University campus. You get there just a little bit before the sun comes up. You've killed 3 vampires in the space of a day. West Marches is safe. It's pretty great.
My car has bullet holes in it.
Car has bullet holes in it.
Nobody's allowed to wake me up unless it's the second coming.
No.
Or the building's on fire. Or one of y'all's dying.
Yes. So yeah, I'm just gonna go fall into bed. Boom.
Yeah.
Cool. We will.
I burst into my room with my flatmate and just slam the door closed and collapse on the bed.
Yeah, Maddie is. Oh, it's you.
Already.
Well, so we will.
I imagine Jessica has like the lower bunk, and I can't be arsed to climb into mine.
Well, luckily you're not covered in blood, so I'm sure Jessica won't be upset about it.
Or ever know.
Yes, it's likely the second one. Cool. You guys rest up. No one was above a 4 harm here. So after a full night's, and by night I mean sliver of not daylight and a significant portion of when you should be at class, sleep, you catch up and all of you are healed. We'll start with a knock on Jessica/Tekla's door.
Hello?
Oh, Tekla, it's Desdemona.
I'll like stumble to the door and open it. Peek out. What's up?
So Des is not wearing any makeup, and she has a headscarf on. And should check in, Jen. You recall that all of her hair has fallen out in the shampoo thing at the.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So
I've gone ahead and done my whole arms by now because I made a spot.
Yeah, you made a spot. So you might as well.
I passed on that radio thing, didn't I?
Why don't you pass it on just so everybody's all the players are on the same page?
Ollie, when he was driving to the police station to talk to the diamond vampire guy, heard like a college radio, and I can't remember the name of the radio show, but he was like taking it, answering questions, like giving advice, and a golf girl rang up and was complaining about a roommate and was absolutely hating the roommate and shock therapy, and the DJ gave the advice of hair removal cream in the shampoo. And yes, we definitely talked about it.
Yeah. I recall. Thank you. So yeah, I look upon Desdemona with as much compassion as I can muster after waking up under these circumstances, which is not much.
Just leaving during the day. I know that.
I like hold out a fist for a fist bump.
You'll daintily punch your fist. Well, I have a selection of scarves now. I'll have to re-dye my hair, but it's going to be a buzz cut for a while. A blonde buzz cut. It'll be so gross.
You could cut little designs in it. It could be cute.
Will you help me?
I am not good at hair. I'm good at dyeing hair.
Well, the shaving of designs. I figure you've got a steady hand.
Kind of.
Are you all right?
I'm real tired. I was up until like 5 this morning.
Partying again?
Yep.
Cool.
But no, I think you should get a pro barber to do it because, like I said, I'm not a hair pro, except when it comes to dyeing.
Cool. I mean, I know you're not like Nancy Drew or anything, but do you have any idea who did this to my shampoo? No one else on the whole floor has had any problems like this. I feel like it was specifically targeted to me, and I don't speak to most everyone on the dorm floor, so I don't understand why I was targeted.
Mm. All right. You should come inside and awkwardly stare at me while I make coffee, and then we're going to work on this, okay?
Okay.
Cool.
I'll do that.
Cool.
She comes in, shuts the door, awkwardly stares at you while you make coffee, checking her phone from time to time because that's what you do.
Yep. I have a small electric kettle. I have a little hand espresso machine, and I make myself like a actual cafe style Americano. And once it's cooled down enough, I slam like a third of it in one go. And then I stand up and I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go to your room.
Okay.
Cool.
It's much darker there. It's a good call. And you guys will head. She is dressed, Desdemona. I'm kind of imagining that she is in a bathrobe. Has a little bit of like fishnetty thing going on, but it's not see-through at all. It's just like a fishnet lace type fringe. And a pair of Batsmaru fuzzy slippers.
Cute. You
guys trudge across the hallway to the room that she shares with Bethany, aka Golf Girl. Bethany is not in her room because this is time when people are at school. And you see they still have the tinfoil in the window. One half of the room decorated with trophies, pictures of Tiger Woods, other LPGA stars that I should research and say what their names are if I were a good MC who really cared about this awesome NPC. Other side, cool goth stuff, Cure poster.
Classic.
Morrissey. Yes.
Yep. Dark sheets, that kind of thing.
Dark sheets.
Yep. Cool. So Bethany's out and I am too tired for any more subtle plan. I go to Bethany's side of the room and I start going through her trash.
Oh, yeah. That doesn't require a roll. Do you see a half empty bottle of Nair? Why would someone do that to me and then put it in our trash?
Well, either it was Bethany or somebody trying to throw suspicion onto Bethany.
Oh, right, of course.
But since I'm not Nancy Drew, I'm not going to fiddle fart around with complex explanations. How supportive has Bethany been since you lost your hair?
About as supportive as she is about anything that I do. Not terribly.
Okay.
You think she did it?
I suspect that she did it. I'd love to confront her and ask her if she did it and why she thought that was remotely appropriate, but, you know, she's in class right now.
Well, she'll be back in about half an hour or so. This is her light day. She's going to head out to the links That's golf. Soon, I had to ask. Why don't you have a seat? Here. And she goes over and pats Bethany's bed because it's like Jessica's, the lower one. And she turns on some Sisters of Mercy too. Because that's music she listens to when she wants to relax.
Cool. I sit down on Bethany's bed and I just lean my back against the wall and tilt my head back until it's supported by the wall, and I just rest my eyes.
You make it through Mother Russia and a few other Sister Mercy oldies when for long the door opens up and Bethany comes in. She's wearing a polo shirt and a khaki skirt and a pair of nice white sneakers with little ruffle socks. And she comes in. Oh, hey, Tekla. Des. And she looks over and puts her little like canvas bag with her books and stuff in. She doesn't do a backpack all the time.
And I'm just like, oh, hey, Bethany.
You look kind of wrecked. Do you need a coffee or something?
And I've like got my coffee in one hand and something else unrevealed in the other, and I drink my coffee, and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing some self-care. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, you look cute.
Oh, thanks.
So, Bethany, I heard from my friend Ollie that somebody who sounded a lot like you called onto a radio show called Shock Therapy. Would you know anything about that?
Yeah, and that's when Desmond just turns and launches into her. You did it! She walks over, she grabs the Nair out of the trash can. You did this to me! And Bethany puts her hands up. No, I don't really remember what went on. I just remember calling in, and that's it.
I stand up. I'm like, okay, guys, don't fight or yell, because I have a headache the size of both of you. Bethany, continue.
Okay. I called into Shock Therapy. I was just kind of pissed, and I complained about you. I totally did that. But I don't remember anything else. I just remember that, and then I just went to sleep. I don't even remember what he said. And then you lost your hair. I'm really sorry. I went and got the scarf for you, and I offered you one of my hats, but they're all visors, and you said they were ugly, and I don't think I wouldn't do that. There's obviously you did. This is not a super complicated, nefarious plot. Nair in your trash can. Nair removed my hair.
And I go back into the trash can and I look for a receipt for the Nair.
There is no receipt for the Nair.
Well.
Now, Rich, that wasn't saying yes and. It should have been like, yes, there is a receipt, but strangely, it's written in Tagalog.
Dang it! I'm sucky at this stuff. No, there's no receipt. It does not look like it was a recently purchased bottle of Nair.
Interesting. Huh. And I'll take another moment and snoop around in Bethany's shower kit. Does it include a razor?
It does not.
Interesting. Bethany, do you usually use hair cream removal stuff for your legs?
I do. I've used razors, but I always end up cutting myself, and I just got in the habit of using Nair. I actually was wondering what happened to my bottle because I'm starting to need it.
Trust me, whatever problems you have, mine are worse. Okay. So, I'm undecided. I spent a lot of last night partying and tooling around town and listening to rumors and doing stuff. But if you say you don't remember what happened that night, I believe you.
I mean, we haven't gotten along. I'm not going to lie, but that's really not my style. Plus, I would get in a lot of trouble.
I mean, honestly, yeah, it seemed like baby's first shit-headed prank, and if you had done it, I would have expected you to be really, guilty and torn up about it and trying to fix it.
I'll be honest, I kind of thought someone else pulled the prank because Des is not super nice. Des says, I'm here to go to college. I'm not here to make friends. But still, this was an uncalled for act. I've never hurt anyone else. And at this point, Bethany, you're on my shit list. And I appreciate your help, Tekla, but I think this was a malicious act. I'm actually going to talk to the RM and see if I can get moved. Perhaps I'll be in a solo.
That is probably the right move, no matter who did this to you, Des. Could you wait for a couple days?
Well, it's not like she can make any more of my hair fall out, so sure.
Okay. Good talk.
Bethany grabs her golf bag. And she's, I'm going out. And she grabs her golf stuff, and she's not super happy about this. She doesn't like being accused. She doesn't really understand.
I
sleepily
grab her golf bag so that when she heads for the door, it helps me get off the bed.
Cool. Yeah, she'll help you get out of there.
And follow her. Cool. Bethany, I really do believe you.
I don't know. It is weird.
Yep. Yep. It's super weird. But I've seen a lot of weird stuff since I've come out here. Ostensibly not to make friends, but in fact to go to college. But I've made some friends and seen some shit. So give me a couple days and maybe I can dust something up.
Okay.
But you should probably still work to change your roommate because that's not working, and I don't know how much I can convince Desdemona.
I thought we were kind of a, Cold War thing where we would occasionally expel each other's diplomats, and that was about it. But you don't think she did this to herself?
No, she cares about her hair too much.
Well, she shouldn't dye it so much then. It's going to fall out.
I mean, I dye my hair pretty regularly, but...
Yeah. I bet it looks good.
Yeah, and it's kind of unstoppably thick, and I tug at it. And I woke up with tremendous bedhead, and I didn't comb it before I came over to your room. That's cool.
She reaches up and she kind of brushes it off. It looks fine. You always look cute. I know you feel terrible, but I'm going to ask anyway. Do you want to go hit a few? It's therapeutic.
Fine. Show me your skinny stick sport. I will play it with you.
Cool. There's a little spring in her step, and the two of you will head off to East Texas University's little golf area. They have a 9-hole course.
Carefully watered greens.
Oh, yes. It looks lovely. It's like an oasis amid Texas heat. We are in, if I remember correctly, we skipped into October. So, yeah, it's the heat is probably not nearly as bad. If I remember correctly, you guys weren't far from Halloween.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's right.
So we have some decorations outside. You know, a few people wearing costumes to class, even though it's a few days early because college. And yeah, I think there's probably a few parties going on, some Greek life stuff. The Rose, we're going to be throwing a party. Jessica's absolutely invited because she's like their little sister. So let's catch up with Ollie and Earl. So let's catch up with Ollie and Earl. You guys sleep off your crazy night and are able to heal up your harm. None of it is serious at this point, so you're good. So Ollie, do you try to make it to any of your classes?
Yeah, I think I'm slight limping along with a half-built, half-repaired air conditioning unit thing under one arm. People are giving me a wide berth because I look like I'm in a miserable mood. So try to make it to the classes.
Nice. Nice. So you make it in. Let's see. What's a class that you have on, say, a Wednesday afternoon? Do you think that you're having one of your core classes? Is it more of an outdoorsy type class?
My knowledge of American college is not that great.
That's quite all right.
In my own, it's a bit.
Is it like a math or a science or a history class, or is it more like a PE type thing that's outdoorsy?
Oh no, let's confine me and give me something that's like requires mental dexterity, which
nice.
he does not have in abundance this morning.
So you're in Biology 101.
Yeah.
And it's one of those lecture halls. So you have the whiteboard and display, pull down display, and the professor's down and everyone's up, and it's like an arena. Right?
By the way, I have my air conditioning unit with me because I'm not going back to my room to go get it for the next class. I'm not. Yeah.
You just drag that around.
Yeah, it's taking up a chair.
It's taking
on my
up a
left.
chair. Sweet. And there are a number of people who have their phones out to record the professor as he gives out his notes. He's Chinese-born immigrant, very strong accent, super smart individual, very hard to understand. So a lot of people are writing down what they think he's saying and recording it in hopes of transposing the two together to come up with the actual what's going on. He goes off book is one of the complaints, and what he has to say in part is very fascinating if you can understand it. As you are working, you hear there are a couple of girls who are in the same row as you, and one of them leans over and whispers, Liz, did you heard about Angie, right? And she says, yeah, she shot Freddie, right? Like, shot him? Yeah. That is crazy. I thought they were okay together? No, evidently not. Okay. Weird.
Where were they sitting?
They're sitting off to your left on the same row, just like a couple seats over. Like there's you, and then one is near you, and then one on the other side. You're able to catch the two of them kind of whispering during a lull in the lecture.
I'm like, Ollie's mulls over a second, and it kind of gets up and like leans right past the person next to him to these two girls. Like, what happened?
So, like, it turns out that Angie is a friend of ours. Oh, she's in our sorority, but like her boyfriend, she shot him.
What's the name of the boyfriend?
His name's Freddie.
Last name?
Oh, Freddie Memphis. The other girl says, I heard Angie on shock therapy last night.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, and I just go and sit back down again. I just ignore them again.
The girl scoots over. Wait, what did you thought? I don't understand. What did you think?
Lecture.
Wow, asshole. And she will scoot away from you and go back to whispering with her friend. So let's... Paul, step away for a bit? Or is he slightly off camera? All right.
I think when the lecture's up, I send a text to the group chat and like, I think another shock therapy prank thing happened. I'm gonna go get another coffee.
Cool. So we'll skip out to the links. You're just finishing up your 9 holes. Tackle. Bethany's a really good instructor. Like, she super knows golf and does a great job of breaking things down to no. You just need to do this, and it's a fun thing for her. Like, you can tell that there's a great deal of skill, but there's a large amount of pure enjoyment that she has from the activity of participating in golf.
It's oddly delightful.
It is? Cool.
Yeah. Like, probably Tekla would have a horrible time with anybody else. But with Bethany and her good instruction and her genuine enthusiasm, it's all right.
Like, yeah, she's called Golf Girl for a reason. She owns it, and it's just a thing. A lot of people here know her, like greet her and like, "Hey, Bethany." It's like her little clique. As you're about the 4th hole, you get a text from Yevgeny, one of the members of your little mathlete group, informing you that he's emailed you the assignments from today's class that you missed.
I'd take a moment to inform him that he's the best.
He takes a moment to reply back that yes, he most definitely is.
Good, I'm glad he knows.
Thanks you for recognizing his bestness.
I chuckle a little bit and my phone goes back in my pocket.
Cool. You guys finish up, and it is, it's late afternoon. It's maybe a little early to eat anything. So you're in that weird malaise of like, what next, when you receive the text informing you that something else from shock therapy has happened. It's a grumpy text from Ollie.
Balls. I declare out loud, since I'm sleep deprived and don't necessarily have my internal editor working at her best.
And you're at a golf course, so no one's going to notice that you just said balls.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They say it all the time.
Bethany looks around like, what? No. It's
Where?
4. We say 4.
Oh. No. Right.
Everything okay?
Yeah, just sort of so on a scale from Scully to Mulder, where are you in your skepticism?
Scully is the one who didn't believe?
And because my character's a millennial, she's like, yes.
I'm... If like 5's the middle and Scully is the 0,
Uh-huh.
I'm like 3.5. You?
Me, I gotta say that I'm probably like a 5. Because I think that most things are actually just bad actors taking advantage of normal human superstition. And then the rest of it is stuff we can't explain yet.
Is there a reason for the non sequitur?
Basically, I feel like I keep hearing rumors about all of these different shock therapy pranks. And by all of these, I really mean 2. But I'm going to snoop around, or in fact, I text Earl. Earl, can you find rumors about shock therapy pranks? ? Send. Because I know
Nice.
he's better at this than me.
He's so better. This is like super his wheelhouse.
Absolutely. And I'm just like, I'm sure there's going to be more. So I have to wonder, how does this operate?
Okay, so when I get that text, I am probably getting ready or on the way back from picking up Jessica and Derek.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Does
we move
that
along.
make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
swung back around to get them, and that way, whenever we pick up, that we've have the narrative reason that they're involved.
Yep. So I will say that I will say yes. I will take care of it. So I go to voice to text and say,
What's the music that's playing in the Oldsmobile right now?
let's see. It's I'm sorry for them. It's Conway Twitty again. I think Conway Twitty is often a good choice.
It is often a good choice.
So yeah, and then I'll I imagine Derek needs some more rest.
Nice. Cool. So once you get that heads up from Tekla, what do?
So I'll drop Derek off for now because he's still, I mean, not in great shape. And then I'll ask if Jessica wants to come with me to. Actually, no. Just to keep things simple for right now, I'll just go. I'll just go to the media studies department, which seems like the right place. And I'll just hit up like there's a lounge near the editing rooms and things like that. So I'll just hang out there. It's not unusual for me to do that and ask questions about this radio show and see what comes.
Awesome. Now when you head in, you see there's a place you go to from time to time.
Yeah, I mean this is kind of where the coffee machine is for all the editing and production software rooms and things like that.
Let's say that when you get there, that a girl is there. Let's say that Inez Garza is there. She's a fellow kind of media studies student. She's looks to be like mixed race, biracial. Often likes to wear short shorts because she's pretty proud of her legs. Wears the kind of shorts to wear the jean shorts where the pockets hang out beneath the cut of the short. And
Yeah, we've already worked on one project together, and we work together well. So I was thinking next time I do a bigger thing, I might ask her to be second camera.
Cool. So when you come in, she's got like an Android tablet that's got a case that's been broken, retaped multiple times, but she's kind of swiping through some stuff and looks up. Hey, what is going on, ED?
Hey, not much, Spike. What's up?
You know, just keeping things hanging. I'm working on a project right now. Nothing big, just trying to bring some stuff together. You got anything going?
Well, I was going to work on something last night, but I had some vampires to kill, so.
Cool. It's
Yeah.
good. You stick with your shtick, man.
Hey, have you I've been hearing some strange things about like that show Shock Therapy. Like people actually doing some of the crazy stuff that he suggests.
Yeah, it's like a meme or something. I've heard that like he gives crazy advice, and then like the challenge is like an ice bucket challenge, but not at all anyway good. You go out and you do the thing. I don't know. I'm not paying much attention to that. I don't really like Wes. I think he's kind of an ass.
Earl knows the last name too, right?
Yeah, Wes Goodwin.
And he's an adult type person, not a student, right?
He is
Or
a
he
student. He's absolutely a student.
Um,
He has his show airs every Tuesday and Thursday night at 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. And
All right.
Remember, it's Wednesday, so he broadcast last night.
All right. So, have you heard any other specific times when someone did something like crazy, like he suggested?
I heard that Julio stole the test from a sociology class because of Wes daring him to.
Huh.
You know how things are, though. Can't trust anything you hear unless you verify.
That's true. Trust but verify. Okay. Do you know if he has anybody else?
You think something's happening? Like, do you think this is real?
It might be. I mean, one of my friends, someone that lives on her floor, her roommate, we think someone put, Nair in her shampoo bottle after Wes told her to do it.
Oh, shit.
So,
terrible.
yeah. So I don't know. I just, do you know if anybody else works with Wes on that show? Does he engineer it himself or?
I'm not sure. I mean, radio's not really my medium, but I'm sure you could find out. I mean, it's K2, it's KETU, so it's here on campus.
Right. I will text Tekla back that I am going to the radio station. Mexican, radio.
Right. Yeah.
Just a real quick thing before we move away from Earl. Don't forget, you've got Mojo Wire, so you can take a +1 forward if you wanted to actually go through some of the archives of Shock Therapy recordings, which are available
That
in
is
MP3 format.
Then maybe I will do that and tell Tekla that I think that I'm doing that, and then suggest that we check in at the radio station later.
Cool.
Sounds good.
I also consider this kind of talking to a witness. So if you wanted to click into your I'm a reporter and roll with charm to investigate the mystery, you can also do that. I should have engaged these moves earlier. Like I wanted to kind of feel out your relationship with Spike, but I think it's close enough to where if you want to start digging into hitting a few moves, I think we've got it.
I will reporterify, and the other one isn't a roll immediately, so I can use it before we move to the radio station or whatever.
Okay.
But this is Earl, and that's charm, right?
It is. You roll with charms. You're a +2. You're very charming and very cool.
Only an 8.
Only an 8. You get a question. I don't know if you can. A lot of times you have problems reading stuff, so you want me to copy the options into chat for you?
Yes, please.
Boom. There's a lot. Sorry. We have the default investigative mystery at the top and then the alternate investigative mystery below. Take a moment to look through those. I'm going to eat a French fry. I eat another French fry.
Duh. I was gonna, Alex, I did a weird thing and decided I was doing this in the opposite order since I'd already spoken with her. So,
fair.
I think I already have an idea about where I can learn more about this.
Mm-hmm.
What will this lead to /cause?
Ooh, nice. Okay. What it will lead to is if Wes Goodwin somehow has the ability to command people to do what he wishes, that it could lead to him commanding people to do things much worse than little pranks, but to follow him and do whatever he says. And Wes Goodwin is not a very smart guy, so he would probably have them do petty things, and he would be like a small-time crime lord.
I don't like that. Right, and then after I have that chat with Inez, then I'll sit down with my laptop, which I've got with me, but use the building's Wi-Fi and start just scrolling through, the timestamps of the archived episodes and try to correlate stuff with what's going on in the news.
Awesome. So you find out that he has been a broadcast assistant for a few semesters now, and this is the first time he's had his own radio show. He plays a bit of music, and then it's late night talk, so he's not just giving advice the whole time. It's a 3-hour stint, and a lot of it is music. He plays mostly rockabilly, oddly enough. But he'll mix around and dance around the dial to do some other kind of indie rock style music. And then he has shock therapy, which happens. The actual call-in section will happen for about half an hour to an hour, ranging on how much conversation he has. He's started to grow a good bit popular. This has only been on for a few weeks. And he is he's starting to get invited to parties. It's an article about him in the Raven.
Cool. At that, I can seed the scene, or my intention is to walk across campus to the radio station.
Okay, cool. So let's pick up at the radio station. Who wants to show up at the radio station? You guys all there?
I think that's probably good. I think all he needs some action.
I love it.
I've been joined, grouped in on the chat.
Yes.
I assume
sorry,
go ahead. Sorry, I was going to say, I assume I noted down the names of the most recent prank?
Yes.
Good. I share those. Unless Earl's already heard them through his.
He hasn't.
Yeah, I get my little note out because I'm shit with names, so I was like, yeah. Latest prank. Girlfriend shot a boyfriend.
I'm not sure that qualifies as a prank anymore.
Yeah.
Nope. And that happened last night.
But some girl said it, that the radio show was involved, so.
Oh, God. So I guess we'll just head inside the radio station.
Sure. Yeah, the radio station is pretty small. They have one actual legit studio, and then there's a place where they store a lot of the physical media of older record. I mean, it's East Texas is an old university, so they still have actual physical discs, and there's even a section for some of the cassettes that have not deteriorated to unusability.
Uh-huh.
And a couple of meeting rooms, and then a front area where people can just kind of hang out. It is the afternoon, so Wes is not on. He does the 10 o'clock shift. And
On Thursdays, yeah. But
yeah. So he'll be in tomorrow. But yeah, there's a student there who'll be up front, media studies person. We'll say it's a guy. Say the guy's name's Tom Holtzclaw.
that was suspiciously fast.
I know, it's obvious that I'm improving my skills and making up names or something.
Yeah, that's it. So, do you all want me to lead on this still?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that exact same thing again.
Okay.
I'm sorry to do that, but I'm going to do I'm a reporter.
Absolutely.
I hang back with Tekla. Like, always worth doing the good cop first.
I nose around and touch things.
Tom does not seem to care.
Can I'm just going to assume that media studies probably isn't that large a department, so I've seen him around somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, we'd be like, hey, Earl, right? Hey, what's up?
Yeah. Hey, Tom. Good to see you. I'm thinking about doing a little profile on our boy Wes.
Oh God, another profile on that a-hole. Okay, great.
Yeah, no, well, let's call it more of an expose.
Oh.
And wondering what you might rightly be able to tell me that he's doing some weird stuff, man. And it seems like some people are taking his suggestions in ways that they really shouldn't.
Yeah, I heard about that. How Angie shot her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And he's going to get taken off the air. That is crazy.
Well, so I was hoping maybe I could do something to, precipitate that glorious event. Anything you can tell me that might shed some light on the situation?
Now this is the point in the game. We're going to take a break for a second. This is the point in the game where, like, I just want to role play through things, but we have moves that also investigate a mystery, and I'm torn. Like, do we just play through a conversation? Do we break and roll the move, and then we seed the questions into this conversation? I feel like maybe we do that, right? Does that feel okay?
Yeah, that's good. I'm rolling this one is at +3 because I've got that +1 forward.
Yeah, you do.
So that's a 12.
Holy crap. There we go. Little Tekla infection on you.
Yep.
The worm. The power of the worm. Same questions.
Like Tom, for instance, do you know if he's working with anybody else, or who else might be, caught up in it?
So I don't think he's working with her, but I do know that Hannah was taken off the air. Hannah McCoy, and did you ever listen to her? Her show wasn't super great, but she had this psychic power hour thing that she did. Not many people really listen because the music she listened to was like Enya, Sarah
I get you.
McLachlan, little mamby-pamby old shit. But yeah, she was pretty pissed when she was bumped and West took over and set up shock therapy, and she's actually left K2. That's KETU. She left K2. She's been pretty pissed about it. Says she's not going to come back unless Wes is off the air.
So do you think, how do you think Wes got Hannah kicked off? Is there some hidden secret that he has, or what's not, what's being concealed?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't really blame Wes. I'm not a fan of his crazy advice, but her show really did kind of suck. We could have just replaced it with piping in something from a national feed. She'd still be pissed. I think he's kind of the victim here. He just was the assistant who got his chance, and now he's just doing the best he can with it. Can't blame the guy.
I suppose. So effectively, that answer is there is nothing being concealed here.
Well,
yes.
Let me go a little further with the answer then, so I make sure that I'm clear to some. But I wouldn't be surprised if Hannah's. I don't know how she'd make people do these pranks, but she wants her time back.
Huh.
And she's decided that Wes is the whole reason that her show sucked.
I think I'll hold the last question, and if something occurs to me, but I think those two we're
Awesome.
going to start spiraling around the same basic information if I keep asking more questions.
Gotcha. So let me have something else here. So as you're having this conversation with Tom, Tekla and Ollie, the two of you are there. Tekla, you're snooping around, looking. Tom doesn't see
look.
Snooping. You got out a big magnifying glass and looking for clues. No, there is a feeling that you get here, a sense of unease. It's actually coming from the storage room.
I'll test the doorknob quietly, and if it doesn't open right away, I'll look at Ollie and then look at the doorknob and be like, invitational glance.
Does it open straight away?
I think it does not open straight away. Perhaps someone should burgle it.
I look over at Earl and his conversation. It seems to be, still going on. So
I'll screen Ollie's activities with my body.
Nice. I think that's good enough for help roll, and I want to make you roll help, whether you need it or not. Just
okay, I'm gonna do it.
Everybody else is all like, "Oh, we talk after the fact. That way, I'm not culpable."
Snake eyes. I fail to help.
So the good news is you get an XP.
Are we saying this is burglary, or is this just a
I like burglary, right? I mean, because this seems like you got some cool moves in there.
Let's check what my actual
Break
stat
into a secure
roll.
location, roll plus sharp.
I think I've got a 0. I got a 10.
That is lovely. With your options, you pick 3. You get in undetected, you get out undetected, you don't leave a mess, you find what you were after.
Let's have everything except for mess.
Okay, cool. So the two of you go in, and it's a storage closet, right? The area where they keep a lot of the media, the records, and everything. It's actually a little bit more of an open storage room, but this storage closet is where the media study is not like they keep the more expensive equipment or they keep personal items. Ollie, you're able with Tekla kind of screening you. She's very good at it for some reason, but that's fine. She screens you more or less. Jimmy opened the door, open it up, and it's metal racks with wooden shelves on either side. And Tekla, you're immediately drawn to a wooden lacquered case. And you see that it's like wood burn, or not, like not wood burn, but like carved inside, and like a nice little script is the name of the manufacturer of this microphone. And when you pry it open, you can see that this microphone, which is one of those you can just kind of drop into a boom mic setup and hook up. It's not a USB connection. You actually have to plug in XLR. Older microphone.
Right.
But it is imbued with power. And your cross starts to burn. Not burn as in you're going to take a 3rd-degree burn, but it you feel a burning sensation from De La Garza's cross.
God.
So why are we breaking in? I mean, I usually like some reason for breaking in, entering. But
This thing.
what's that?
Some kind of antique microphone? We should take it.
Okay.
Ollie, when you look at the microphone, you see that there's a nice little, I don't know if you have the Brother, if Brother makes labels in Europe or not, but here, the label makers, Brother is one of the bigger companies.
Okay.
A Brother label maker that says Wes Goodwin on it.
Oh, is that like the ones that kind of like imprints into like a red strip of tape?
Yep.
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 And it imprints the, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got that. So yeah, I like just check the door behind us to see if there's still clearing up into my coat.
Cool. Yeah, you slip that into your coat, and for some reason the case like slips off the side and falls down between 2 of the shelves and cracks open. Makes a little bit of noise, but Tom laughs like at the same time. He didn't catch it. He was laughing at something that Earl had said. Earl covers for you guys, but there's no way you can easily reach in there and get the pieces of that case that's broken and shattered.
Leave it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just Wes's stuff.
Yep. Just take the exact moment that it takes for me to catch my breath and cool off, and then we leave.
Yeah. I open the door a little bit, peek out to see if the coast is clear or if they're not looking this way. And
They're still chatting up. No problems. Tom says, "Hey, man, if Wes gets in a whole lot of trouble, Earl, have you ever thought about, because we could use a DJ Tuesdays and Thursdays. Not that, just saying it's a little bit of a late shift. Sometimes it's hard to cover."
I gesture to Tekla to follow out quickly.
Yep. I file out after him.
Just gently click. Tiff my knife into the lock just to get the latch back.
Cool.
Soft and smooth. Whew.
I can't hear you. We can't hear you, Paul. If you want to drop and rejoin, that's cool.
hope this thing was worth it.
I've got a hunch that it is.
I should be back now. Am I back?
You are.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Good.
Whatever you did to fix it, keep that in memories. That worked right away.
I accidentally hit one of the hardware buttons on the headset. Must never do that. So I will thank Tom but tell him that I do a lot of night shoots and I couldn't commit to a Tuesday, Thursday night schedule.
Understood. God, we'll probably have to give it back to Hannah if he gets in trouble, but that's fine. Maybe we'll pipe in something from National Feed. It might be better. We could do NPR, but God, the pledge drives, it's just never ending.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for the talk. I will see you around the Media Studies building.
Cool. He goes back to opening up his laptop and reading The Onion.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's research for some radio people. So I guess, I did Tekla and Ollie leave the building, or they just sort of sidle back into this little lobby area?
I guess we would gotten out of sight of that guy.
Maybe you guys pick up outside. Head out of KU.
That's cool. Cool.
Night's starting to fall. It's a good time to maybe eat. Maybe we could skip ahead with you guys talking over some food.
Sure.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. Well, I got this, and I ducked the mic thing on the thing. So,
Rich.
I don't know why.
Rich.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me for backseat GMing by doing this, but if we're about to have the conversation where we share all of the stuff that we just learned, do you want to postpone that for when Jules and Jan are with us so that they can learn in character?
Do you guys want to? It's going to be 2 weeks.
We're not that far from. We have most of the information together already, so we just.
Yep.
I'm okay with that. If you guys
know
don't mind, we just going to break early.
Oh,
I mean, it was just a thought. That, or we can just push on through. I just don't know if we're going to have time to get the bad guy today.
Fair.
But
I'll put it out there. We are probably, 20 minutes from our normal stop time. So we could just stop a little bit early. We'll pick up in 2 weeks and we'll do hey, here's what I've found. And we'll be bringing Jan and Jules' characters back in. Does that work?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Let's go through our end of session fun stuff, guys. This actually works out real well for me because I dropped my family off the in-laws, and so now I get to go over there and not be more than 3 hours late. So hey. All right. At the end of each session, the keeper will ask the following questions. Did you conclude the current mystery? Now, I'm going to say, because I think yes, because the current mystery was Abigor.
last week we said no, so this week we should say yes.
Right. You should get that benefit. So I'm going to say you conclude the current mystery. Just want to make sure everybody's cool with that. Did you save someone from certain death or worse?
I mean, that security guard lady was probably going to get it.
Oh, she was super going to get it. If not it, then she was going to drive Abigor far, far away from West Marches. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
I don't think so.
Okay. Did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
Well, we met one of the NPC members of what will be my crew, if that counts.
Yes, we did. We met Spike.
Nice.
Cool. That is 3. If you get 3 or 4 yes answers, you mark 2 experience points.
Nice.
That gives me an advance and a point left over.
Nice.
Me too.
Nice. Nice. Both of you have rolled on the exams chart for this semester.
For this semester, yes.
So we'll hold off on that. I don't think Tekla, have you rolled on the exams?
Yes.
Yeah. So everybody has. Good. Cool. If you guys have a few minutes, I'd love to do roses and thorns.
Sure.
Think about this past session. We will begin with thorns. Thorns are aspects of the rules that maybe were a little confusing, or anything that happened in today's game session that's less than satisfactory, or you'd like to see altered or changed, or something we should tweak for next time. I'll lead off by saying one of the things that I wanted to do in this session, had ample opportunity to do and did not, was seed in more information about Ollie's boyfriend to justify the wronged condition. Although in our pursuit of this, I'm like, hey, this is another demon. And you've killed all the vampires. Maybe it should be demons. Like, damn it. So there was another thought that I had at the time, like maybe we should make that an opportunity or something. So that was one big thorn from me. Another thorn, I wish Jan and Jules were here, but we knew that coming in, so it's kind of a weird thorn, but I still miss them, and that is my thorn. Alex, what thorns did you have?
I really enjoyed everyone's like individual stuff and my own little bit of individual stuff, but there was quite a bit of time where everyone was just doing individual things and we weren't getting to bounce off each other much.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. For 3, like, this was the most not grouped together 3-player game that I've played in a while. And I think that's something we as a group can focus on. There was only one time where I suggested, like, hey, why don't you call the other player characters? And I think I could have done more to help group things together. Jen.
We never took a break.
You're right. Everybody took individual breaks, and I just kept going the whole time. And, like, I think it's because we started a little bit late that I felt nervous about and selfish taking a break, but I should do that. That's just a regular self-care thing. Thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah. I mean, as I get older, I'm like, breaks.
Yes. Hey, feel free to, like, message. I know everybody was just like BRB and taking their own breaks, but I'm wide open to people saying, hey, dumbass, take a break. Cool. And my dumbass will take a break. But I hear you, and that is very valid feedback. Cool. Any other thorns you had?
I mean, certainly this session would have been more fun with Jan and Jules, but I still had a great time with just y'all.
Yay! So Paul, what thorns did you have?
Actually, literally what Alex said and then what Jen said.
Cool.
So I've got nothing to add. And also the point you originally made about Jan and Jules. So
ditto.
You just one big fat ditto.
I'm all covered.
Good. Then because I like to do snake order for the person who's last. It feels like everybody used up all the thorns. You get to be the first to use up the roses. Things that you enjoyed, aspects of the game that you want to highlight, things you'd like to see repeated, or attaboys or attagirls to other player characters or other players that did cool stuff.
I really like that Tekla was like, sure, what the fuck, I'll play golf with you. And it seemed it's strangely both in and out of character to me, because it's like I can't imagine Tekla playing golf, but I can totally imagine Tekla saying, sure, I'll give it a shot. You know, so it totally works for me.
The Rockstar NPC. Rockstar player character who's just like everyone's shit they just get brought into. Yep.
And I enjoyed. I'm glad that we finally finished off Abigor, Yay.
Yes, good.
And it's cool that that was done with magic. Yay.
Yeah, that was cool. In team up too. I like that it was definitely a team effort.
Yes.
Yeah, I got shot.
Yes. And that's also a rose. Ollie got shot.
Poor
No,
Ollie.
not really. That's it was a fun session.
Good.
That's all I got.
Jen, well, that's quite a bit. Jen, what roses did you have?
I enjoyed getting to see Earl lay on the charm and be his typical social self. I enjoyed the undercut denouement where where we kill the big bad vampire and then we have to like sweep broken glass and pay for the door.
I was very pleased with that hard move. I understand that it could have been a lot more bombastic and I could have introduced a secondary threat or something, but just my hard move of and she makes you clean up I'm glad that was enjoyed by others because it tickled me.
It was funny. I liked it.
Cool. And Alex, what roses did you have?
I wanted to just a follow up to Earl's just charm. I really liked the moment where he was like, "Oh, we're going to write a profile," and then they go, "Oh, another profile." Yeah, it's more of an expose. Just the really nice shifting gears.
That was so clever.
Reading the guys, reading the NPC, and just shifting tactics.
Yeah, thank you.
That was really nice. Yeah, I did. I as I said before about like the, everyone had like the alone or off on their own adventure bits, but I really liked everyone's off on their own adventure stuff. I was enjoying that. Trying to think of something else. And I always enjoy the opportunity to pull bullets out in the middle of Waffle Houses.
You always do it so well.
That was hardcore, man.
Can I borrow your knife? Can I have some pliers? Like, oh my god! Just imagine mixed company going, "Oh, this guy, it's so weird. Why don't you go to the hospital?" You ruined the Waffle House trip, and it was delightful. It reminds me. I don't know why this is stuck with me because it is secondhand. It's a secondhand gaming story, and normally those are just things that go right over on a duck's back. But there was a game of Pendragon that my friend Greg Seacar played in, and there was a point when, if I remember correctly, if you don't have a skill, you can still try to roll on it, and if you do fantastically well, then you have the possibility to buy it. That's how I remember. Regardless, this person was not very good with any kind of first aid, and there was a knight who had received what could have been a mortal wound, and they failed to heal that person abysmally. And the GM at the time described the concoction that was used to try to heal this person, and another NPC reaching into the wound and saying, "What in God's name is this? Are these raisins?" As if somehow that character who failed thought, "Let's stick some raisins in the wound to help out." And whenever someone makes a crazy first aid maneuver, I always have that quote in my head as a possible statement during a failed roll on healing. I never use it because it's just too backstory. Now I've shared it with you guys so that hopefully it won't affect your brain.
Yeah.
Very good.
What in God's name is this? Raisins?
I'd like to think that Jessica and her rituals could end up putting raisins in wounds.
So we now have the magical bunny ears, and we need a countdown clock for raisins.
Cool.
No. So we're going 2 weeks before our next session. The 8th will be off. That's not an April Fool's joke, sadly. But then we will pick up the midpoint of the month of April and see what happens with the rest of Shock Jock, which is your current mission.
Nice.
Cool. Thank you all so much for playing with me. It is always a pleasure.
Yes.
The rest of your afternoon or evening.
See you guys.
See ya.